Well. Hello, my people. How are you? Today we are going to... Okay, I'm not going to say that we are going to deepen because we cannot see all the opposites available, but we are going to look at some of the opposites in our daily usage. As we are aware, opposites are the words whose meanings are contrary to each other. Mu Kinyarwanda nizo twita imbusane. Imbusane? Yes. There are many opposites that you cannot finish them in this video. So we'll see the main ones that you normally use or you may encounter in our daily lives many times. So opposites, this is a very interesting topic, especially for the teachers and students of P5 and P6. If you know your colleague, your teacher, or a student of yours, you may share this video. It may be helpful. First, we will see the opposites in the classes. First, let's deal with gender-related opposites. Opposites zishingiye kuri gender, no kuvuga male and female. Let's give examples. Boy, girl. Lady, gentleman. Brother, sister. Dad, mom. Daddy, money. Man, woman. Landlord, landlady. Ahangaha landlord ni wa muntu ukodesha uwo bita nyiribyondo, ariko ushobora no kugira landlord w'ubutaka niwo bita nyiribyondo, ariko nyine bo ntago babikunda. yes. Father, mother, grandfather, grandmother. Businessman, businesswoman. Bride, groom. Bride umugeni, groom umukwe. Nanone bride ishobora kuba bridegroom. This means umukwe dushobora kumwita groom cyangwa tukamwita a bridegroom. I hope this makes sense. Husband, wife. Nephew, niece. Nephew umwishywa, niece umwishywa w'umukobwa. King, queen. Policeman, policewoman. Man, woman. Sir, madam, Mr., miss. Son, daughter. Fireman, firewoman. Uncle, aunt. Wizard, witch. Wizard, umurozi. No, witch, umurozikazi. Dog, its feminine is bitch. Bachelor, spinster. Bachelor ni umuhungu utarashaka, n'ubundi numva mu gutebya bita abahungu. Hanyuma spinster ni umukobwa utarashaka, ariko aya ni amagambo akoreshwa ku bantu batarashaka bakaba bafite n'imyaka yo gushaka. Ntago umuntu uri under 18 cyangwa umuntu uri muri early 20s bavuga ngo ni bachelor cyangwa spinster. No, umuntu witwa bachelor ari umuhungu cyangwa spinster ari umukobwa aba yaratangiye kugira muri 30s and above. Okay, there are some opposites in this way formed by adding s, means spelled ess, to the noun. For example, steward, stewardess. Umugaragu, hanyuma yaba umukobwa, stewardess, umuja. Waiter, waitress. We say waiter, T-E-R, then waitress, T-R-E. Waiter, aba bandi bo muri hoteli. Actor, bakinnyi b'amafilime, then actress. Author, umwanditsi w'ibitabo, authoress. Here we use O-R-E-S-S. Conductor, conductress. Who is a conductor? Ni wa wundi uguidinga, nk'umudirije w'amakorali cyangwa se in orchestras. And counter, sorry. Emperor, empress. An emperor ni umuntu uyoboye empire. Emperor, empress. God, goddess. Ku bantu bizera imana nyinshi habaho n'imanakazi. So izo ngizo ziba zitwa goddess. E-double-S. Heir, umuragwa. Heiress. H-E. Host, hostess. Host, hostess. Master, we don't say mistress, no. Master, the feminine is mistress. Mistress. Then mother, umwicanyi, motheress. Poet, umusizi, poetess. Prince, igikomangoma, princess. Tiger, tigress. G-R-E, tigress. Lion, lioness. Okay, here we may also have other adjectives that are, we may also have other opposites that are gender related, but ending in I-N-E. I-N-E. For example, hero, heroine. These are not many. Hero, heroine. For example, Uwiringiyimana Agatha is our Rwandan heroine. Yes, it ends in I-N-E. Sultan, sultanine. Sultan is a kind of leader found in Arabic regions. Abo bitaga abasultani. So the wife of a sultan or a leader who is a sultan but who is female was sultanine. Let's go to other class. In gender-related opposites, in formal English, it is recommended not to use this gender-related. Okay, I was saying that in formal English, we don't normally use the gender-related issues, especially this noun that depict gender, in the normal conversation, especially in formal English or in academic English. It is recommended to use neutral words instead of using gender-related words. For example, if you are in a hotel, and you see a waiter, a female waiter, it is recommended to call him a waiter other than waitress. For example, if you say waitress, it's not received well. It's better to say, waiter, come here. Yeah. Or, for example, if it is a female poet, it is recommended to say that it is a poet rather than saying she is a poetess. There are other words that may be challenging. For example, a policeman and a policewoman. Here we use police officer. Fireman and firewoman, we use firefighter. Chairman or chairwoman, we use chairperson. For example, it's better to say chairperson of RPF in Inkotanyi instead of saying the chairman of RPF in Inkotanyi. But, okay, yeah. Business person, instead of saying businessman or businesswoman, you may say business person or business entrepreneur. We may say Congress, a member of Congress, instead of saying congressman or congresswoman. I hope it is well understood. However, this doesn't mean that it is not recommended or it is prohibited to use these words. It is recommended not to use these words, but not prohibited. Because we may find it in some informal English, in the films, in the movies, in the novels, because they use the normal flow of conversations. You may find words like landlady, like poetess, as we have seen them above. But if you are in formal context, don't use them. Instead, use the neutral words as we have seen them. Okay. Another note here is that some words may be gender related but give other opposites that are not gender related, or meaning it means that if the word gives some gender idea, it doesn't mean that always its opposite it is gender related. For example, we may say father and the opposite become son, mother, daughter. Good. I hope now it's clear. Let's get to the other class of opposites. The opposites that are not gender related. We will see them in other subclasses. We will see them, like, for example, let's start with the first class. Opposites that are prepositions. How to use prepositions here in terms of opposites. We are going to give examples of prepositions that may have their opposites. For example, below, above, below, above, in, out, into, out of, means into, out of, yes, onto, off. We may say an insect is jumping onto the table, or please jump off the table. Here is OFF. To, from. I'm going to the market. I'm coming from the market. Yes. Towards, away from. Move towards the table. Move away from the table. Up, down. With, without. Over, under. After, before. Inside, outside. Inner, outer. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Let's move to other opposites. Here is another class. These are the opposites that have not any relation. What you should know is that you should keep them in mind. There is no any way to memorize them. You should keep them in mind. For example, large, narrow. Ikintu cyagutse, ikintu kitagutse. Large, narrow. Good, bad. True, answer true or false. Okay? Come, go. Big, small. Adult, child. Increase, reduce. Past, future. Ancient, modern. Arrive, depart, or leave. To arrive, kuhagera. Then to depart or to leave, kuhava. Arrival, departure. These are the nouns that come from the words above. If God wishes, we'll see about the nouns and verbs. Absent, present. Friend, enemy. Something, nothing. Heaven, hell. Heaven, ijuru. Hell, ukuzimu. You listen some things like, go to hell. Yeah. This is where it comes from. Hell. Easy, difficult. Right, wrong. Right, ikintu kiricho. Wrong, ikintu kitaricho. Near, far. Quick, slow. Moral, immoral. Yes. Happy, sad. High, low. Gain, to gain, then to lose. Attract, repel. To buy, to sell. Cheap, something which is cheap, then expensive. Gihendutse, kiri cheap, then gihenze, expensive. Birth, kuvuka. Death, gupfa. Cyangwa se urupfu, death, urupfu, sorry. Yes. Start, end. long, something which is long, then short, thin, fat, poor, wealthy, or rich. The opposite of poor is wealthy or rich. Smart, this boy is smart. Then the opposite, this boy is shabby, shabby. Entrance, ubwinjiriro, then exit, aho gusohokera. Best, opposite, worst. Another class we are going to deal with, these are classes which are related to suffixes, suffix-related opposites. These will help you to guess, but not always, but it may help you to guess the opposite of the word that you don't normally use or you don't know in your normal vocabulary. This may help you to guess them. So we are going to see some, if not all, of the suffixes that can be used to make opposites. Let's start with over and under. Over and under. Opposites here. We may say underrated, overrated. To be underrated ni ukushyirwa ku rwego rwo hasi ugereranyije n'urwo ikintu kiriho. Then to be overrated ni ugukabirizwa, overrated. Underestimate, opposite is overestimate. To underestimate is to guess too high, is to guess too low. Then to overestimate is to get too high. Underpay, overpay. Underdressed, overdressed. Niba umuntu yakabirije imyambarire ahantu runaka yambaye more formal, very formal, yambaye neza kandi aho hantu hadasaba imyambarire irenze, he is overdressed. Niba yaje yambaye nabi, he is underdressed. Underweight, overweight. Underuse, overuse. Underspend, overspend. Undercook, overcook. Underage, overage. You know someone who is underage? Someone who is under 18 years. Then overage, over 18 years. Note, don't say, nyamuneka ntuzavuge ngo understand, overstand. No, this doesn't exist. Or undercome, overcome. No, this doesn't exist. We normally use this when it has an idea of preposition. You say underestimate and overestimate. Something like under, the meaning of under is noted here and the meaning of over is noted here. But when you say overcome, it doesn't mean that it is to come over. No, it doesn't have any relation with that. That's why we don't say undercome, overcome. Okay. Other suffixes here, up and down. Up and down. We may say upstairs, downstairs. Upgrade, then downgrade. If we say I have upgraded my phone, but they have downgraded his vacation or his position, his employment position, they downgraded it. Bayitesheje agaciro cyangwa se bamumanuye. Upload, download. I hope this makes sense. It's clear. Let's get to the other suffixes. In and de. In, in, then de. De. Increase, decrease. Inflate, deflate. To inflate, no guhaga, nko guhaga ipine cyangwa umupira. Then to deflate, no guhagura. In and x is another suffix, another pair of suffix. In, in, then x, ex. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, kwinjiza umwuka, then exhale, kusohora. Include, exclude. Internal, external. Interior, exterior. Import, export. Yeah, this is well clarified. Let's get to another one. In and out. In and out. Input, output. Inbound, outbound. Here, the meaning of inbound, for example, if it is an inbound train or an inbound taxi or an inbound airplane, abari iri kuza, ikinyabiziga kiri kuza, it's inbound. I'm waiting for an inbound bus. Ntegereje bus cyangwa se bisi iri kuza. But the outbound bus has left me. Imodoka ihagurutse iransize. Okay. Inflow, outflow. Indoor, outdoor. For example, don't wear indoor clothes when you are going at the market. Indoor ni ikintu kiberamo imbere, outdoor ni ikintu kibera hanze. For example, niba tuvuze indoor clothes ni ya myenda yo kwambarira mu rugo cyangwa se mu nzu. Then outdoor, imyenda yo hanze. If we say indoor volleyball, I don't know if it does exist. Indoor volleyball, yaba ari ya volleyball ikiniwe muri sale. Then outdoor, yakiniwe ahantu hari open. Another pair, on and off, O-double-F. Switch on, switch off. Power on, power off. Sign on, sign off. To sign on is to start any session. Then to sign off is to end it. You can sign on a meeting, sign on a conference. Yeah. To begin a session or a broadcast is to sign on, then to sign off is to end it. Put on clothes, here we say take off clothes. You put on the clothes, you yambaye, then you take off the clothes, iyo uyikuyemo. Here is other suffixes, but that are not in pairs. For example, dis, D-I-S, agree, disagree, appear, disappear, approve, disapprove, believe, disbelieve, connect, disconnect. You may be disconnected, for example, when you have no internet. Continue, discontinue. This program has been discontinued, means yakuweho. Engage, disengage. Honor, dishonor. We don't say dishonor, we say dishonor. Like, dislike. Obey, disobey. Order, disorder. Qualify, disqualify. If you are not qualified, means that you are disqualified. For example, you may be disqualified on certain position. For example, if the position asks you to have a bachelor's degree while you have A2, you are disqualified on that position. Honest, dishonest. Harmony, disharmony. Greetings to all the people like me who used to say disharmony. We don't say disharmony, we say disharmony. Respect, disrespect. Satisfy, dissatisfy. Comfort, discomfort. Place, displace. To displace, kwimura. Assemble, disassemble. Another here suffix we have is in, in. Active, inactive. Accurate, inaccurate. Adequate, inadequate. Appropriate, inappropriate. Capable, incapable. Complete, incomplete. Correct, incorrect. Dependent, independent. Efficient, inefficient. Essential, inessential. Expensive, inexpensive. Formal, informal. Secure, insecure. Security, insecurity. Sufficient, insufficient. Visible, invisible. Yeah. Do you get it? Let's get to another suffix. Un, un. Un. Equal, a nickel. Fortunate, unfortunate. We usually say unfortunately, fortunate, unfortunate. Fair, unfair. Known, unknown. Clear, unclear. I hope this video is not unclear. Isn't it? Happy, unhappy. Lucky, unlucky. Safe, unsafe. True, untrue. Certain, uncertain. Comfortable, uncomfortable. Friendly, unfriendly. Healthy, unhealthy. Important, unimportant. Necessary, unnecessary. Pleasant, unpleasant. Real, unreal. Reliable, unreliable. Safe, unsafe. Successful, unsuccessful. Willing, unwilling. Familiar, unfamiliar. Another one here is N, another suffix, but it's rare. For example, either or either, depending on the pronunciation of yours. Either, neither. Or, nor. Ever, never. One, none. Here are other words that can be used as the suffixes. For example, anti, A-N-T-I. For example, virus, antivirus. Social, antisocial. Those are antisocial norms. Counter. This is another word, suffix word. C-O-U-N-T-E-R. Attack, counterattack. I hope the lovers of football know what counterattack is. Another one is mal, M-A-L. Function, malfunction. This machine is malfunctioning. Iyi mashini ntabwo iri gukora neza. Another one is pseudo, P-S-E-U-D-O, pseudo. Science, pseudoscience. We may say, in traditional medicine, we do have some pseudoscience methods. In traditional methods, they used some pseudoscience methods. Good. Sometimes we may be using these kinds of words. That's why we are dealing with these opposites. We are also going to see words with more than one opposites according to their meanings. For example, there are words with more than one opposites but with related meanings. For example, like, dislike, and unlike. Satisfy, dissatisfy, or unsatisfy. To make it clear, let's say the difference between dislike and unlike. We normally unlike what we have liked or what we have ever liked. For example, if you like the video on YouTube, when you hit again, you unlike it. But when you dislike something, it doesn't matter if you liked or you have not liked it. You dislike it. That's it. But you unlike what you have ever liked. Words with more than one opposites but with unrelated meanings. For example, the word right, when it is related to the position, when ni iburyo, the opposite is left. But when it is something which is true, right, the opposite is wrong. I hope you get it. Light. Iyo ari ikintu kitaremereye, the opposite is heavy. Then iyo ari urumuri, the opposite is dark. Fast. The opposite may be loose. Fast, ikintu gifatanye. Opposite is loose. Fast, if it is quick, has the meaning of idea of quick, the opposite is slow. I hope this is well caught. Let's get to another one. Cool. Cool, opposite may be warm or cool, uncool. Cool as an idea of good, the opposite is uncool. Cool as an idea of being cold, the opposite is warm. Yeah, I hope you have understood it. There are also what we call false opposites. What are false opposites? These are words that look like opposites while they are really not. They are not opposites, but they look like opposites. Let's give examples of words with false opposites and with related meanings. For example, flammable, inflammable. When we say the word this thing is flammable or inflammable, both means able to give fire. Valuable and invaluable, they both mean to have value. They have value. Okay. Whelmed and overwhelmed, they both have the same idea. Words with unrelated meanings, but seems like they are opposites while they are the false opposites. For example, gust and disgust. A gust, G-U-S-T, is a kind of wind, is a kind of wind. But to disgust is a kind of emotion that has not any relation with gust. Okay? Then, prove, improve. These are not opposites. Income, outcome. Income, something that you get, that you earn in your pocket, but outcome is the results. I hope after listening and watching to this video, you have got a good overview about the opposites. If we have ever left some opposite, please leave it in the comment. Thanks for watching. Share it to your friends. Make sure you have subscribed. And thanks a lot for your contribution. Be safe.